For generations, fishermen have fished Alaska's waters, delivering the world's finest seafood to restaurants and markets around the world. Processors first began building canneries in southeast Alaska, Kodiak, and Kenai by the late 1800s. They were a far cry from the modern facilities now in use across Alaska. The Alaska seafood industry provided jobs and started careers for people willing to work hard and learn the business. People still have that opportunity today. You can join a rich historical and cultural heritage of the Alaska seafood industry. Welcome to the Alaska Department of Labor and Workforce Development Seafood Employment Orientation. Our goal is to familiarize you with working in the seafood processing industry. By the end of this orientation, you'll have a better understanding of the industry and you'll be closer to deciding if the seafood processing industry is a profession you'd like to explore. This video is about seafood processing industry jobs both onshore and at sea. Alaska's seafood industry is one of the state's largest private sector employers, hiring thousands of workers each year. The seafood industry is dynamic, reacting to world markets, the health of the economy, and the strength of the fishery season. Some years are going to be better than others. The seafood processing jobs can be described as more of a manufacturing job than working on a fishing boat. An at-sea processor works on a ship that can be on the fishing grounds from 10 days up to 2 months. The ships catch the fish and then process them on board. An onshore processor stays in one place, living, eating, and working frequently at remote sites away from cities and towns. Working in the seafood processing industry can help you achieve your goals, long-term or short-term. People with short-term goals might want to fund their college tuition, buy a car, or establish a work history. Others are looking to begin or change careers. This is one of the rare industries where you can work your way up through the ranks. Most industry professionals started as processors and worked their way up to full-time, year-round employees.
I started 40 years ago, 1965, as a processor, separating guts from eggs. And today, I'm the general manager of Bristol Bay operation for our company.
Employers want people who know the business from the ground up. They want people who can make a commitment to on-the-job training to learn about the industry.
American Seafood's looking for employees who are hard workers. They've had previous experience not only in fishing, but if they've done repetitive work, assembly line work, long hours. Those who are committed to complete their contracts and do a good job.
A typical career ladder in the seafood processing industry might be seafood processor, lead, supervisor, quality control, row technician, factory foreman, mid-level manager, corporate office. If you are serious about advancing in this industry, you should know about the Win Brindle Scholarship. It's a special loan scholarship program available to people who want to begin their education or continue their education within the seafood industry. You can ask about scholarships, specific job training programs, and student loan information at the Job Center after this orientation. Employers may provide transportation to remote sites and return to the point of hire if you complete the season. Find out what the transportation arrangements are before accepting a job. If you are hired by a company that pays your way to the work site, Alaska law generally requires that the employer pay your return fare unless you quit or are discharged for cause. For entry-level onshore processor jobs in remote areas, you can expect to earn Alaska minimum wage when the employer provides room and board and transportation. Urban work sites without company housing pay slightly higher wages. At-sea processors can earn a good income and are paid a percentage of the catch. For hourly jobs, anytime you work over 8 hours in a day or more than 40 hours in a week, your pay increases to time and a half. Overtime greatly increases the amount of your paycheck. Many companies at remote sites provide housing and food at little or no cost, allowing you to save even more. Plus, some companies offer bonus incentives if you complete the season. With all of these factors working for you, you can see how the earnings can add up so you can reach your goals. Be aware, though, there are no guarantees. When the fishing is good, opportunity for overtime is great. If there are no fish to process, then there is no work for you to do and you don't get paid when you are not working. While you aren't working, the processors may still provide you with room and board or offer a reduced cost in most cases. There are multiple fishing seasons throughout the year. Check with your nearest Job Center seafood specialist. It's possible that you can work more than one season in a year. Once on the job, you should keep your own notebook, writing down the hours you work. This is in case you feel there is a discrepancy in the number of hours you and your employer say you've worked. We have a pamphlet called Alaska Wage and Hour Facts for Workers in the Fishing Industry. You can pick one up after the orientation. This is challenging work. Temperatures are chilly, and you'll be working around water as you prepare fish for canning, freezing, or smoking, and you'll be standing on your feet most of the time. When it's busy, you can work 12 to 16-hour days, 7 days a week, but that's how you can earn more. At remote sites, living arrangements are usually in shared or group situations. You'll share a room with other workers, and you'll be living in close quarters. Camping is allowed in very few areas, but if you know that it is, you may want to take a tent, tarp, stove, and other camping gear just in case. Always ask about housing and get confirmation about what a company provides and pays for before you accept any job. This industry involves heavy equipment, machines, and some jobs require lifting up to 50 pounds, so safety is a top priority. If there is a safety rule in place, you can bet it's there because the employer doesn't want someone to get hurt. The companies who employ you want to be sure you are able to work safely and go home healthy. Most employers provide safety briefings and programs to familiarize you with their safety rules. They want to make sure that everyone contributes to workplace safety goals. Robert Torres, who has many years of experience in the seafood processing industry, talks about safety at his work sites.
Safety is very important because there's a lot of machinery in most processing plant, and you need to be aware of the hazards. And then you can, by ignoring safety, you can be you can cause other people harm.
Part of staying injury-free is being in good physical condition. Some of the work is going to test your physical stamina. Standing on your feet and using your hands for 12 hours might take muscles you've never used before. If you're interested, we'll give you a handout with some simple exercises to help you get in shape for the jobs ahead. Here is a sample of jobs you might be asked to do at a seafood processing plant. Unload fish from a boat, shovel chipped ice, clean and pack fish eggs, butcher fish for marketing or further processing. If you work directly with fish, you might scrape, gut, head, wash, fillet, and prepare for canning, freezing, and smoking. You could butcher live crab, prepare shellfish, record weights, sort, pack in jars, boxes, or containers. In the cannery, you could feed cans and lids into lidding machines, operate machines to move live or packed seafood from place to place. This is to name a few. As you can see, most of the jobs involve physical work. The best way to keep comfortable and happy on the job is to wear the right gear. Some companies will provide the gear, but we recommend you bring your own. That way you'll know it will fit and will serve you well. Here's what you'll need. Durable rain gear, duct tape for repair, knee-high rubber rain boots with wool liners, wool or polypropylene socks, bib-style waterproof pants, baseball hat or bandana, and a warm hat with ear covers for cold weather. 3 sets of warm work clothes, layered clothing, prescribed medication, extra glasses or contact lenses, and soft luggage or a sea bag to put it all in. A lot of people buy used clothing to bring to the job. No sense in spending a lot of money on new clothes. You'll be wearing them most of the time for long periods, so bring at least 3 sets. Many plants have laundry facilities, so you will be able to keep your clothes clean, dry, and comfortable. You'll need to bring your personal gear too. If you require medication, bring at least 2 months' supply. Most remote sites don't have a pharmacy. If you wear glasses or contact lenses, bring an extra pair. Here's some other items to bring: towels, washcloths, toilet articles, wind-up or battery-operated alarm clock, small notebook to keep track of your hours and addresses, identification, right to work in the U.S. documentation, yellow card which you'll receive after this orientation, and the Seafood Processing Jobs in Alaska brochure which you can pick up after this orientation. This brochure has important contact phone numbers and details about work in the seafood processing industry. You'll be working and living in close quarters, so that's why we ask you to pay attention to personal hygiene. Your attention to cleanliness extends to the job as well. The product you are processing will eventually end up on someone's dinner table or in the finest restaurants around the world. The quality of the seafood determines the marketability, and once the quality is gone, it can't be replaced. Important quality handling practices include a clean work area, proper temperature of fish, careful handling to prevent bruising, quality packaging for visual appeal. Quality is everyone's job. You are the difference. Throughout this application process, paying attention to details will serve you well. You must fill out the application completely with names, addresses, and phone numbers of your last employers. The first page of the packet is a registration form for our office. The information does not go to the employer, but is entered into our computer. The second page is the application for Alaska Job Centers. Some employers will want you to fill out their own application as well. Fill in everything, answer every question, and pay close attention to detail. List all the skills you have. You never know when an employer needs someone with your specific skills, like welding, carpentry, bookkeeping, or cooking. The seafood job application will introduce you, your experience, and your skills to the employer, so make it neat and readable. If your application is incomplete, it will not be accepted. Once your paperwork is in order, you will go through an interview process with representatives of the processing company. All the seafood processing companies we work with describe their ideal employee as a hard worker, someone who can get along with others, enjoys physical work, can work as a team player, takes pride in what they do, and completes the fishing season. You will need to present these documents to your employer when you are hired. That means that when you start work, you must show proof that you are authorized to work in the United States. You will receive a yellow orientation card at the end of this application process, which tells the employer you've been through a seafood employment orientation at an Alaska Job Center. They'll know you'll be ready to go to work in the industry and have some knowledge of what the work is like and some of the expectations. Keep this card so that if you visit any Alaska Job Center, it will prove you have been through our seafood employment orientation. The yellow orientation card also shows your work experience, so when you complete your seafood processing season, make sure your employer initials the back of the card, which shows you completed your contract. You are on your way to becoming an employee in one of Alaska's most important industries. To be successful, you must take the proper steps, fill out the application correctly, and include any references that you may have. Remember that employers are looking for hard workers, someone who can get along with others, enjoys physical work, is a team player, and takes pride in their work. Once on the site, you must be prepared to undertake the challenge of the job and complete the season's contract. By now, you understand what kind of person can be successful as a seafood processing employee. So if you think you're that kind of person, we encourage you to apply.